Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kyra, and if you are not new here, my name is still Kyra. Here on this channel, we are all about real makeup for real life and real people. Today's video is one that just had to happen, and that is to retry, retest, and deliberate on a couple of products on my proverbial chopping block and just decide once and for all, are they going, are they not going? What can I do to make them work for me? I just thought, let's do this at least 1 or 2 times before the end of the year, before my final collection and declutter video series of 2021, and maybe just slough off some of the excess. Okay, here we are. Honestly, this first product is the most scary one to me because I have not had good luck with this one at all. We're gonna try again with the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Foundation. Now, I love the tinted moisturizer, love this. However, this sits on top of my skin, it enhances everything, and I just don't like how it looks on my skin. So I've said for quite some time that I wanted to try mixing these together, so that's what we're going to do today. So I'm putting about that much of the foundation on here, about the same amount of tinted moisturizer right here, and I'm just going to lightly mix them together. I forgot to mention the primer that I did apply today is the HelloFab Coconut Skin Smoothie Priming Moisturizer. I'm actually just trying to use that one up, but I also thought a little bit of glow probably couldn't hurt. And as with any of these products, I would love to know if you have them, if they work for you, how do you make them work, or like to best apply these products. I mean, I feel like it's still a little bit texture enhancing. The tinted moisturizer on its own does not do that to me. It is this one right here. So I don't know, you know, sometimes things start looking better as you powder, as it settles onto the skin, etc. But right now, I mean, it definitely looks better than the foundation by itself, but still a little bit texture enhancing and still a little bit just makeup-y, looking like it's sitting on top of the skin versus, you know, coming into my skin, which is what I prefer. Okay, so the products that I'm not retrying, retesting in today's video, I'm just going to go ahead and do off camera for the sake of speed. So I'm going to go apply concealer and powder, and I will be right back. All right, here I am, looking very pasty, I might add. And the concealer I used is my Flower Beauty Light Illusion Concealer. And then for powder, I went ahead and used the e.l.f. Halo Glow Powder in the shade Light. But the next product on the chopping block, unfortunately, is the Ofra by Samantha March River Bronzer Duo. Here's the thing. First of all, this and the blush, the Chicklet blush, both have an insane amount of kick up in the pan when you go in with your brush. Kick up doesn't typically bother me all that much, but this is like an excessive amount. The other thing is that it had a matte side and a shimmery side, and the shimmery side was just so insanely shimmery. And so one of you geniuses out there suggested to me that I repress it with the matte and the shimmer mixed together, and ultimately that was the only possibility I could think of in fixing this product, so I might be able to make use of it. But this is what mine looks like today. We're gonna give it a try. We're gonna see if I fixed it or if it's just gonna go. Again, look at this, one tiny dip, oh Lord, into the pan, and then look at all of the kick up. Kick up isn't like a deal breaker for me, but at the same time, like, this will get everywhere. It will get all up in my storage drawers over here. It will get into other products, I fear. It's a decent color, For me, although I think it could be a little deep if I'm not careful. I don't know, guys. I don't know if it's the formula or what, but the kick up issue is for real. I just don't know that it is like something that I love and enjoy enough to even keep in my collection and possibly use it in the future. Looking at this close up, it does look pretty on the skin. This is like an insane amount of kick up in here. I mean, this is not a scratchy or, you know, stiff brush by any means. This is the brush I almost always use with bronzer. So I don't know. So the next product is a highlighter that several of my favorite YouTubers really enjoy, and I haven't found that enjoyment factor just yet. It's the Revlon SkinLights Prismatic highlighter. This is the shade Daybreak Glimmer. It's really beautiful, but here's the thing. Mandy Lee here on YouTube, I'll link her. You should watch her if you don't already. She said that she feels like the more she got into the product, the creamier it got, the less glittery. My complaint with this one is that it emphasized texture on my skin. Can you see I have an issue with texture? I'm almost 40. I'll be 40 in January, and I don't want things on my face that make me look older than I am or make my skin look worse than it is. So my solution was sort of to rough this up a little bit. What I did is I took this duo fiber brush from Eco Tools. It's not super rough, but it has these longer bristles, and I took and really went at the surface of the highlighter with this over the trash. And we're gonna see if it helped at all, because I really love this tone of gold, and I don't have a lot of gold highlighters in my collection because I frequently don't find that they're flattering on my skin. I think this one has the potential to be flattering, it just hasn't been. I do know Julia Adams tried this one recently, another one of my favorite YouTubers. If you don't follow her already, I'll link her as well. She did not like this or the Prismatic bronzer. The Prismatic bronzer I really actually like, and I will say I felt like there was a little bit of a crust, for lack of a better word, to the product that I kind of had to break through with my brush. And I find that with products that have a lot of detailed embossing, that is the case. You kind of have to get through that upper crust layer to get to the actual product, because I think, you know, there has to be a certain amount of stiffness there for a person to have that detailed embossing. I do feel like it might be emphasizing texture a little bit, but not as bad as I remember. It's hard to tell if it is the foundation and bronzer texture underneath that is causing the texture, or if it's the highlighter. The next product is a blush. I know, can you believe it? My complaint with this blush is that I can't decide if it's too cool tone for me, if it's the formula, if I just haven't found the right way to use it. And I've had this for quite some time. It is the MAC Sheertone blush in the shade BlushBaby. I really love this color, and in the pan it doesn't look too cool tone, so I don't know. I'm gonna go in with my Favorito blush brush here from e.l.f. It's one I use almost every day, and go ahead and start applying this. Like I said, I really like this blush. In the pan, it feels silky, smooth, very high-end, very lovely. There's just some reason that I'm not reaching for this, and I think it's because I always think it comes off looking weird, but maybe not. Look at that cheek glow. And I take my sponge and just kind of go around the cheek here. I think that looks beautiful. Maybe a little up here. I don't know why, but I've been moving my blush higher and higher under my eye, and I just feel like it looks so youthful. Okay, I don't know what the problem was. I think this looks really nice, really basic blush, but really beautiful. I like it. That was easy enough. All right, the last product is an eyeshadow palette. So I'm gonna pop off of here, apply my primer, my eyebrows, and then we will be back and I will attempt to do an eye look with a palette that just doesn't chirp my trigger and gives me a little bit more fuss than what I'm interested in. Okay, we are back. For eye primer, I went with my trusty Fenty eyeshadow primer. For brows, my current fave brow routine starts with my e.l.f. Shape and Stay wax brow pencil thingy. And then Old Faithful, always go back to it, NYX micro brow pencil in the shade Ash Brown. And finally, I set things into place with my very disgusting Kosas Air Brow. It was clear, it's not anymore. The palette that I am going to retry today and see if I even want to bother with it anymore is the Lorac Luxe Diamond palette. I bought this on recommendation of a friend and I just can't find the love for it that I have felt passionately about my other Lorac palettes. I think part of it is that there's a lot of depth in here. These are like definitely mid-tone on my skin tone, but they can run really, really deep as well. There's definitely a couple of shades in here I just don't think I would find myself using, but we're going to try it again today. I did set my primer into place with this matte cream shade up here called Carrot. And I'm not going to shy away from the deeper shades today. I want to do something kind of smoky, but we're going to build up low and slow. Let's try Grand as a transition. Just going to go in super duper careful, use my softest brushes, picked up a little bit of that product, tapping off a lot of it, and we're going to go in low and slow. The other thing that is different, most likely from the last time I used this product, is that I changed my eye primer and I've started setting my eye primer, which I didn't typically do in the past, using less sticky bases like MAC Paint Pot or my Ulta Beauty matte eye primer. I really didn't feel like I needed to set them. They weren't overly sticky, but I've since had a little bit of an oilier eyelid situation, and so I switched over to the Fenty one, which is not only very waxy but very sticky, so it does behoove me to set it. I'm hoping that because I am setting my primer now, maybe that'll give me a more smooth base to work with and help blend over. I think I am going to go in with the shade Elegance, however, and just kind of go over the edges here and see if we can get a little bit softer blend. Okay, next I'm going to go in with this shade right here, which is called Elite. Good grief. Put this on the outer part of the lid, press it, pat it on, and then once I have most of the product off, then I will pull it up into the crease a little bit. Sort of a nice chestnutty brown. So now that I have that outer corner done a little bit, I'm going to just gently pull this up toward the end of the brow, but keeping this flat brush in the crease. And this is just going to kind of give a lift in the exact place where we want it. And then we blend. And then if you want to have it be a little bit deeper, you lather, rinse, and repeat. I'm actually gonna go in and put this all over the lid. I really like this shade. All right, and then the other thing I would like to do before I move on is go back into our transition shade Grand here with this small, dense, domed brush and apply a little lower lash line. Sometimes when a look is this heavy or smoky, I choose not to do anything on the lower lash line, but today I just feel like it's needed. So I think what we're gonna do is go in with this shade right here called Ritzy, keeping it a little smoky still, but also, you know, adding a little bit of interest to the eye. Lighten it up just a bit in the center, picked up just a little bit here, and going to just press this on the center, and then I can go and blend around with my brush. I'm really loving this, but I also really love this type of, I want to say, like a bronzy brown smoky eye on myself personally. So to brighten up the inner part of the lid, inner corner part, I think I'm going to go in with this more satiny looking shade called VIP. There's this one here, but I want to go with this one because it's a little bit more warm tone. Just add a little bit of lightness on the inner part of the lid, and then just a little tiny bit on the inner corner. Okay, well, you know, as much as I haven't reached for this before, I like the look that I came out with today. So my friends, I'm gonna pop off of here, do liner and mascara, a lip, and then I'll come back and we'll chat about the products, my current thoughts, what I'm feeling, who might be in and who might be out. All right, here we are with the completed look here. I finished off the eyes with my Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk mascara, and for lips I used my MAC Whirl lip liner and my Charlotte Tilbury Matte Revolution lipstick in the shade Bond Girl, one of my all-time favorite lipsticks in my collection. So let's review. I honestly, guys, do not feel like there's going to be a wear test necessary for today. The only thing that I would really be wear testing is the foundation, and I still don't like how it looks on my skin. Even combined with the Pretty Fresh moisturizer, I'd rather just wear the moisturizer. So I'm gonna let this one go. The next one I'm also letting go, and that is the Samantha March and Ofra bronzer duo. I'm not even gonna open this back up, to be honest. It's just too messy. I don't like it. I don't think the effect on the skin is special enough for me to fuss with this type of a finicky, messy kind of product. The packaging is white. This was just going to end badly. So I'm going to go ahead and let that go. Unfortunately, I love Samantha. I like the blush. I like the highlight. The highlight has no kick up. The blush has some, but that bronzer is redonkulous. In terms of the Revlon SkinLights highlighter, I do feel that it feels nice and smooth and creamy in the center of the pan, and it doesn't look glittery or anything like that in a swatch. So I have hope that as I work away at this, that upper crust, so to speak, is going to wear away, or maybe I'm going to go back in and work on that a little bit, but I will keep this one for now. Same with the MAC blush. I'm actually pleasantly surprised. I did add just a little bit more after finishing up the eye look, but this is a really beautiful blush. I like the effect it has on the skin. It's silky smooth, and the color actually I don't feel like looks cool tone on me at all. And lastly, the Lorac palette. Who knew? I love this eye look. Like, love this eye look. So I'm gonna hold on to this for now. If I can bring myself to use it at least one more time before the end of the year, I will keep it. If not, I'm going to pass it on to a friend because it's just not getting used by me. But after today's experience, I actually do feel like I would like to reach for this again and see what other eye looks I can come out with. So 3 out of 5 is not bad. That ended up, you know, staying in the collection. 2, sadly, just have to go. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's Get Ready With Me featuring some products on the chopping block. Products I kind of regret purchasing? Let me know down below. Do you have anything in your current collection that is on the chopping block for you? You don't find yourself reaching for it. You actually might even regret purchasing them. I'm always curious, and you might be able to save somebody some money down in the comments. So let us know, and thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I appreciate each and every single one of you. If you did find today's video helpful or entertaining, I would love it if you could give it a thumbs up and maybe subscribe while you're at it. Then we can see each other again in my next video. And I hope all of your makeup days are absolutely beautiful makeup days.